zachitika kuti zachitika nthawi zanji kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuphonyeni kulandirani kwina kulikonse kumene muli pano pa Malawi Daily Headlines ndipo lero ndi tsiku lachiwiri lomwe Commission of Inquiry ikufunsa mafunso anthu osiyanasiyana maka wena oti amagwira nawo ntchito malemu Dr. Saulos Chilima takhalani pomwepo pamene tikupatsireni zomwe apa akuwafunsa amene anali principal secretary wa malemu Dr. Saulos Chilima. Kumbukirani kunena kuti dzulo akulini zamba ndithu sanakwanitse kufika ku parliament kuti akathe kuwafunsa mafunso osiyanasiyana. Takhalani pomwepo kuti inu musamamise kena kalikonse kamene kakuchitika ku Commission of Inquiry komanso nkhani zomwe zikuchitika mdziko mwathu muno ingakhalenso mayiko akunja. Takhalani pomwepo.
Tundi mlembi wakale mu office imene ya vice president komanso Mr. Eric Yesaya amene ndi mlembi wankulu mu office imene ya vice president principal secretary of administration komanso Mr. Joshua Varela omwe ndi mlangizi wapadela amene ndithu anali kugwira mu office imene ya vice president former special advisor in the office of the vice president ndipo malingana ndi program ya committee imeneyi mauno izi ndi zimene zikhale zikuchitika mwina ngati pangakhale kusintha kwina mukhale pomwepo kuti mutsate zonseze tsatani pompa.
Mr. Isaiah, you are most welcome. Just to welcome you to the hearing of the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee. But before I go any further, to inform you that our hearing to seek your preference, whether you want to communicate with us in English or Chichewa, before we start.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. We can communicate in English. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may have received summons for you to come and testify on the role that you played in handling the office of the former Vice President. You will be testifying before the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee that was set up by Parliament to inquire into the aircraft accident that happened at Ntongwa on 10th of June, 2024. The summons that you received are requesting you to testify chronology of events from the time the late Vice President returned from South Korea until the travel by the late Vice President on 10th of June 2024, including approvals obtained and institutional arrangements preceding journey to attend the funeral of the late Vice President. Second, role played by yourself and the office of the Vice President concerning the planning of the late Vice President's program on 10th June 2024, travel arrangements, passenger coordination, communications with government institutions, and events immediately preceding the departure of the plane, the Vice President from Kamuzu International Airport. So these are the summons that have been given to you. But before you state your facts, we will allow you to take oath, and then we will formally introduce the members to you so that you are conversant with everybody else who's in this building. So may I request that he takes oath at this stage.
I, Eric Yesaya,
do solemnly swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Having completed the oaths, may I request members now to formally introduce themselves?
Honorable Chair, I am George Jefferson Katspatike, Member of Parliament for Doha Kasangats constituency, and I'm also a member of this committee.
Good morning, I'm Ismail Nkumba, the MP for Blantyre City, Ndira and the Malabada Nyambado constituency, and I'm also a member of this ad hoc committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Mpaka Jones Boti. I'm a member of Parliament for Lilongwe Mude constituency. Thank you, Chair.
Morning, Chair. My name is Felix Njawala, Member of Parliament for Mwanza Central constituency. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Through you, my name is Dailes Moses Mbengo, representing the people of Ncheuzo's Mvai constituency. Thank you.
Morning, Chair. My name is Mackenzie Nkwazi Chipalamoto, representing the people of Nkatabe North constituency, and I'm a member of this ad hoc committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Savio Kafafa, and I'm a member of the Tamayani constituency. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. I'm Gilbert Konyongwa from Langi North constituency. Thank you.
Morning, Chair. My name is Dumisano Lindani, representing the people of Zomba Tondwe and a member of this ad hoc committee. Thank you, Chair.
Morning, Chair. My name is James Mpunga. I represent the wonderful people of Zomba City South constituency, and I happen to be the vice chair of this committee.
May I request the leadership of the Secretariat?
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. My name is Joseph Manzi. I am the Deputy Clerk of Parliament responsible for procedural services and indeed leading the Secretariat that is seated to my left in supporting the ad hoc committee on this inquiry. I thank you so much.
My name is Walter Nyamelandu Manda, the chairman of the ad hoc committee and a member of Parliament for Nsanje Southwest. Having completed the introductions, Mr. Yesaya, you are now free to respond to the summons that you were served with. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and the honorable committee members of this ad hoc committee. Yes, indeed, Honorable Chairperson and the members, I received a summon to a witness from the Clerk of Parliament to appear before you and to testify on the Chikangawa plane crash inquiry. You have already highlighted the areas that I should respond to, which are two, on the chronological events, on the day, as well as the role that I played on this specific day. Honorable Chairperson and honorable committee members, let me inform you that on this tragic day, 10th June 2024, I was traveling from Johannesburg to Malawi. As we all know, the late Vice President had traveled to South Korea to attend the South Korea Africa Summit from 4th to 6th June 2024. And returned to Malawi on 9th June 2024 via Johannesburg, the Republic of South Africa, where he had a layover of 2 nights from Friday, 7th June 2024, up to Sunday, 9th June 2024. Since he was spending 2 nights in South Africa, it is a practice in the office of the Vice President that a team, an advance team, is sent to that place 2 days in advance to do the logistics and the book accommodation for the Vice President. And I was part of that team that traveled to South Africa to do the logistics and welcome him from South Korea. The late Vice President left Johannesburg for Lilongwe on Sunday, 9th June 2024. And as already said, for me, I came back on 10th June. That was on a Monday, 2024. On Saturday, 8th June 2024, the late Vice President informed me of the death of late Ralph Kasambala, and he told me that he would have loved to attend the burial ceremony. Honorable Chairperson and the honorable committee members, on this same day, the 10th June, when the burial ceremony day, 10th June 2024, that's the same day, His Excellency, the former President, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, was traveling to Bahamas. So he told me that he would not go to attend the funeral, but instead he will see off the President in the afternoon when he will be going to Bahamas. And on that same day, he also told me that since I'm not going to attend the burial, I will tell my Madam Mary Chilma, to represent me at the funeral. So what you have to do is ensure that you fuel the vehicles there so that they leave on Monday morning for Mpaka Bay. I informed the Undersecretary, Mr. Nkoma, Alfred Nkoma, that he should make logistics for Madam Chidima to travel to the funeral in Mpaka Bay on Monday. Those logistics were done whilst I was in South Africa. And on Monday, Madam Chidima did not travel to Mpaka Bay. The reasons I was not given. Honorable Chairperson and honorable committee members, the issues that were raised, or the interaction that I had with the Vice President was on 8th June. And on 9th June at the airport, he did not tell me that time there was Dr. Lake Squese, who was the Principal Secretary. So most of the issues, they were related to the Principal Secretary since they were traveling together. I just escorted him to the airport and then came back to the hotel. So on that event, on the chronological events, maybe I would submit like that. On the role that I played concerning the Vice President program on 10th June, honorable committee members, honorable chairperson and honorable committee members, as already explained, the rest Vice President told me that he was not going to attend the burial ceremony of late Ralph Kasambala on 10th June 2024. However, on Sunday evening, 9th June 2024, I got communication from the Principal Secretary, Dr. Lake Squese, informing me that the late Vice President wanted to go and attend the burial ceremony of late Ralph Kasambala in Mpaka Bay. He informed me that he was advised by the late Vice President to charter a Malawi Defense Force plane. And by that time, the indication that the plane was not available. I was surprised and I asked him how those plans, or how and why he has changed these plans, because he has already indicated, or he already indicated that he was not going to attend the funeral. And that at the same time also indicated that he was tired, he wanted to rest. So I just asked you why a sudden change of plans, and that the process of chartering a Malawi Defense Force plane usually involves a number of stakeholders. Honorable Chairperson and honorable committee members, the practice with the office, which the office uses when chartering the MDF plane is as follows. The first step is to deploy a memo to the President, and that is done by the principal himself or herself, seeking authority to use the MDF plane. Once that authority is granted, the office officially writes a letter to the Army Commander requesting the release of the plane. The Malawi Defense Force also submits to the office the quotation for chartering the plane. And the office is supposed to pay all the costs for the operations of the plane, including personnel. The office is also requested by MDF to submit a manifest of passengers traveling in that plane. And those names are cleared by the principal himself or herself. So looking at this procedure and looking at the time that the PS or principal secretary then was advised to charter a plane, I was equally surprised. Say, are you going to manage to do all those things within a day? So I did not get any communication from that end. So, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members, I was not furnished with information on the processes that were undertaken on Sunday, 9th June 2024. When I reached Chileka Airport on the 10th, that's when I heard this shocking news that the plane ferrying the late Vice President was missing. And that was around 2 o'clock when we arrived at Chileka. So I was shocked, and I felt like I thought he was not going to attend the burial. So, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members, that is the role I played. And possibly my principal secretary, Dr. Lake Squese, will provide the chronological events on the 9th of June 2024, since he was here in Malawi. I therefore submit, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yesaya. Can you confirm what was your position at that time? You're currently the principal secretary in the VP's office. At that time, what was your position?
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members. My position then was Principal Secretary, Administration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, I open the floor, seeking further clarifications. This time I'll start from the fine, coming this side. Dowa Kasangaze.
Thank you very much, Chair, for giving the people of Dowa Kasangaze a chance to ask questions to the witness. I only have one question. You have indicated in your presentation that when there is need for air transport, it is the office of the Vice President that charters the plane. Do you confirm that?
Next question, Blanta Malabada.
Honorable Chair, I don't have a question for the witness. I just want to request, if possible, we could have a copy of the presentation Mr. Isai is presenting. Thank you.
Mulanje Lilongo Mude.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. Just to buttress, I have the same request as Malabada about the presentation itself. It will help us. But I want to ask the PS if you have seen any documentation after coming back from South Africa, if you saw any documentation about the request, the memo, the procuring of the aircraft itself. If you have seen any documentation and the dates at which on which those documentations were actually made, requesting the aircraft to the president and also to the MDF. And do you have any documentation on the logistics that were done for Madam Mary Chilima to attend the funeral on behalf of the Vice President? Chair, at this point, let me ask just those two questions. Thank you.
You may proceed to answer those questions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members. On the first one, just to confirm, maybe it would be better for me to explain how the travel arrangements are made for the vice president locally or internationally, especially on the procurement of planes, air tickets. The secretary to the vice president is responsible for facilitating the travel of the state vice president locally or internationally. Before any travel of the state vice president, the secretary to the vice president discusses the possible avenues of travel with the principal, meaning the vice president himself. Then the principal approves the mode of travel that he or she would like to undertake on a particular trip. This becomes a directive to be implemented. Local travel is undertaken by road using the official motorcade. And in that case, the guard commander, who is the head of security, informs all the heads of regional and district police stations on the route that the state vice president will travel. And an advance vehicle is also sent by the office to assess the route, including the place that he is going to visit. Sometimes the principal's approval for local travel is to be undertaken by air. Mostly, I think the late vice president used to travel to Blantyre by air. And on that one, we would also secure air tickets as we normally do the normal procurement procedure that is done in the government. This principal secretary has to initiate the necessary logistics by procuring the air tickets from the commercial airline or charter an aircraft from Malawi Defense Forces. And it's only in special occasions or circumstances that we have been, and especially if we have been chartering the MDS plane because of the agency and the like, but mostly when he was going to Blantyre, mostly he was using the Malawian airline. So in that case, the motorcade is divided into two sections, one to escort the principal to the departing airport, and the other one at the destination of to welcome him. When the vice president is traveling internationally, the principal secretary gets different travel itineraries to the final destination, and before procuring the final ticket, he has to approve it. Otherwise, he's the one that determines the route that you want to use. So that's the procedure or the practice that we use. I hope that is clear. Yeah, for the second, I think that was just, they wanted a copy. I will submit this copy, a hard copy and a soft copy to the clerk of parliament. And the third issue that has been raised is on the memo. Did I see any memo? Did I see any documentation regarding this trip? Honorable Chairperson and honorable committee members, I did not see any memo regarding the trip to Mzuzu. What I saw and is available is the quotation from the Malawi Defense Force and the manifest. That was what I saw. But for the memorandum to His Excellency the President, that one, no, I did not see it. And the other one, on documentation regarding the logistics for Madam Mary Chilima, on that one, I did not see any documentation because that time, as I said, I was in South Africa. What I did was to make a WhatsApp call to the Undersecretary, Mr. Alfred Nkoma, to do the logistics. I did not even write, I just called, informing him that he should refuel the vehicles and make necessary arrangements at the Mzuzu Hotel so that at least when she will be returning from Katape, she can spend the night at Mzuzu Hotel and return back to Lilongwe on the 11th of June 2024. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson.
Would you also be able to share with us the manifest that you have on file?
Honorable Chairperson, that will be provided. I also submit together with this one today. Yeah. Thank you.
Any follow-up questions? Mwanza Central, then we come back to Des Mayani and Zomba Tondwe.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mr. Isaiah, you were en route to Malawi the time the plane announcement, the announcement that the plane is missing was made. I just want to find out from you if your memory can recall at what time or when did you hear about the death of the late Dr. Saulos Chilima? That's my first question. My second question is, when the PS communicated to you or told you that the VP was going to attend burial, and you were told, he was told to arrange to charter a plane, you were hesitant on the time that you were told. Do you recall what time exactly were you told about that? And under normal circumstances, how long does it take to process procurement of service of chartered plane from MDF? Chair, I'll have follow-up questions, but for now, let me stop there.
Des Mayani.
Thank you very much, Chair. The PS, Mr. PS, I just wanted to know if you can highlight a few examples where you chartered the plane and under what circumstances. And according to your submission, you say there has always been a memo between the Office of the PS and the Office of the President. If at all, in any of such occasions, if you can give us 2 or 3, which you may remember, if at all in one of those occasions, maybe you did not have all the documentation, such as the memo. I'm asking that question because I'm understanding the challenge that we are having in the current times, where people sometimes start to use phones, WhatsApp and all any other means, emails and all that, other means of communication for urgent or other important matters, which in principle is a departure from the stipulated way of communicating officially in the government of Malawi. But we have to understand such communications are being done on important matters. So I just wanted to know if you may recall an occasion where you had to charter the plane, but you did not have a complete documentation, but the trip actually took place. Thank you very much, Chair.
Mulanje.
Just a supplementary on the issue of record keeping. Would you advise in the office who is charged with custody of documents? You've referred to a number of documents, memos, quotations, and the like. So, in your office, who is in charge of the custody of these important documents? Thank you.
Sombatonde.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, through you, I would just like to request Mr. Isaiah to confirm if the chartering of the military aircraft cannot be done without the knowledge of the Commander-in-Chief. That's number one, just to confirm. Number two, I wanted to confirm with him, through you, Chair, if Previously, there have been cases where chartering of planes has been done verbally or under instructions from maybe the commander-in-chief or the VP himself, just without any written documentation, which somehow links with the Zamayani. I submit, Chair.
Zomba, City South.
Thank you so much, Chair. Mine is relating to the procedure of procuring the services of the flight. If I recall what you have said, Mr. Isaiah, you said the requesting office originates a memo to the President for authority. After that, when the authority is granted, the office writes MDF requesting for the flight, and then MDF will send you a quote. After the quote, it means you now pay. I'm reading the Commission of Inquiry report on page 19, and it's written there that you told the Commission of Inquiry then that this practice had changed. Please confirm if you mentioned this to the Commission of Inquiry. Chair, I submit.
Mr. Isaiah, you have a lot on your table, a lot of questions. Can you take those questions?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Committee members. I will start with the question. Now, when did I hear the death and or at what time? As I already indicated in my submission, I said that I heard about the death of late Vice President, or the missing plane of late Vice President when we arrived at Chirega International Airport. In that plane, I was traveling, there was also Mr. Moses Ntakoma, and Mr. Moses Ntakoma came to me and said, can you open your phone if it's off? Then I said, why? Then he started crying there, just open. So whilst I was doing that, you know, he drew an attention of a lot of people there in the plane. And then after a few minutes, Captain Mazi was the one who was in charge of that flight. He came from the cockpit and he came to me and told me, have you heard anything about the Vice President? I said, no, I'm just hearing it from you. I said, no, but tell your friend he should stop crying because it's so disturbing me. This is the news that I've just received when I was touching down here. So that's the time that I heard about that. Then I opened my phone. Then there were all sorts of information coming from that end, anyway, from the social media and the like. But I had no strength to go further because I was shocked at that particular time. And the other question that I've been asked is, at what time did I hear that he was traveling to, he has changed and will be traveling to Nkatabe? The communication I received from the Principal Secretary was in the evening of the 9th, around 6. That's when I received communication from him that the Vice President would like to travel to Nkatabe by a chartered plane. And the other question is the procurement of charter. How long does it take? Well, as I've already said, when there's an event and there's that intention of, or there was that intention of hiring a plane, we would normally deploy a memo to the president. And it's him or the principal who signs for that memo. So we wait, we don't proceed, we wait up until that memo has been authorized. that's when we start. So it can take a day, 2 or so. But sometimes he would remind the principal because of, he would remind the president.
Zachitika kuti? Zachitika nthawi zanji? Kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani? Musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi. Tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuponyeni.